years ago, and these two guys and one guy, that third guy,
Yeah, I was hiding that.
and a few others who have been with the company for that long, moved out to other places, have come back, and really honored that you came to show up with us today, and want to thank especially our employees, because you guys have done a great job of keep getting us to this point. You know, the employees are what carry us, what make the relationships with our partners and with our clients work. So thank you for that. I'm going to just to introduce real quick, we have some partners here. Addison Group, who's a placement service. If people need any kind of placement service, we work with them regularly. HP Leasing, which does leasing of HP. I'm sure you may have talked to them already. And also Net Access, which is one of our partners that has a data center up in Cedar Knolls. And we also, we had one partner that was so excited about this that they came a week early and dropped off all their stuff last week because they couldn't be here this week, and that's Fortinet. And their information's over here in this corner. Please feel free to take it. They do firewalls and unified threat management. Two long words for me. Anyhow, I'm going to introduce Mike right now, who's the Director of Managed Services, and he's going to talk a little about what we're going to do after the ribbon company.
Everybody take a quick look at your name badges there. You'll see 1 through 6. When we go inside, we'll have 6 stations, 5 as soon as you walk in, and then 1 located to the rear of the building. Each one of those stations will have kind of the area of service that we're in. If you walk there and get your card punched, ask the guys some questions about what they do, how we do it, our practices. Everybody who gets 6 punches, we'll throw them in for a drawing. We have some prizes we're going to give away at the end of the evening.
I would just say, Pam is holding up here a basket that you can throw your badges in at the end of the evening. And the prizes are kind of cool. It's 4 Kindle Fire HDs. So if you're looking for a Christmas present, stick around and go through all the stations. We also have some dignitaries here. We appreciate them coming and spending time with us. And the first person I'm going to call up has got to leave because she's got some other commitments. So I'm going to ask Blanquita to come up. She is from Middlesex County Freeholders.
Thank you very much. Congratulations to Dynamic Strategies. This is wonderful. And welcome to Middlesex County. We're thrilled to have you. We need jobs, and I know you will provide some for us. This is a great county. As our former Freeholder director who passed away, Dave Cranbury used to say, the best county in the land. And so I want to give you a very warm welcome and wish you the best of success in the future. Thank you.
Next we'll have, we have a kind of a weird situation. For those of you who don't know, this campus is actually on 2 townships, and the borderline is basically right behind our building. So we are actually in Cranbury Township, but we deal with Monroe Township quite a bit. So we've asked that we invited the Monroe Township people, and Council Member Jerry Tamburro is here.
Thank you, and also welcome. Unfortunately, you're not in Monroe. Just for a little background, Monroe recently was just named the best township for empty nesters in the state of New Jersey. Now, that doesn't mean corporate offices empty nesters. It does mean the people that live in our township. We have 50% seniors. I'm one of them. Anyway, welcome to Monroe. We're sorry that, to Cranbury, we're sorry that you're not in Monroe, but any problems that you may have, quite frankly, Monroe is right in the background over here. That's Rossmore. And this is the western end of Monroe Township. We wish you all the success in the world. As I told you, my son-in-law is in the same business out in California, and both of them are graduates of San Diego State. So maybe they were classmates at the time. But anyway, welcome and thank you for coming.
I I get the privilege of introducing our mayor of Cranbury, who actually is also my mayor because I live in Cranbury. So we've had some fun dealings, and Glenn, just a minute.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Usually when I am invited to an event like this, I get in the car and I drive over to the building just to make sure that I know where it is. And that's because of an experience I had about 6 months ago. I was invited to do a ribbon cutting at a company on Route 130 North. And I left my house and I got onto Route 130 and I drove and I drove and I drove and I drove, and I was starting to get that uneasy feeling you get when you think you've missed your address and you might have to double back. And I finally found the building, and I walked in, and Assemblyman Dan Benson was in there, and I went over to him and I said, Dan, are we in Cranbury? He said, no. He said, we're in South Brunswick. He said, I was surprised when I saw you walk in. And it turned out that the company had a Cranbury address, postal address. They'd only been in the building a short while, and they didn't know that they were actually in South Brunswick. So I stepped outside and I was trying to figure out what I was going to do about this, because I was afraid that there would be a photograph in the paper of the ribbon cutting, and the mayor of South Brunswick would see it, and it would look like I was poaching an event on his turf. And while I was trying to sort the whole thing out, a town car pulled up to the curb, and the back door opened, and the lieutenant governor got out. And a young woman from the company rushed over to greet her and brought her straight over to me. And I shook her hand and I said, welcome to Cranbury. So politicians don't just lie to you. Sometimes we lie to each other. It's a pleasure to be at an American company that offers outsourced IT services. Because for 20 years now, outsourcing has been almost a pejorative term in this country. And we all remember Ross Perot talking about that giant sucking sound that the loss of jobs, American jobs overseas, creates. And as I was reading about your company, I noticed that you offer disaster recovery services. And in my opinion, disaster recovery is the industry of the future. And no one who has lived the history of our state for the last 12 months could dispute that. We have really suffered. And just this week, we had those tornadoes in the Midwest. And if you were to ask any of the business owners in Washington, Illinois, if they wished that they had contracted for the kind of services you folks provide, I think it would all be a resounding yes. We're very pleased to have you here in Cranbury. In a very real sense, our community's future and your company's future are inextricably bound, because we know from experience that when our business community thrives, our community prospers. If there's anything at all we can do to assist in your success, please call Town Hall. We'd be happy to do it if we can. Thanks so much for the invitation.
I don't know if Glenn knows, but we were in South Brunswick Township, and now we're in Cranbury. So we've got a different story with the Cranbury address in both locations. Next, we have from the New Jersey State Small Business Advocacy Group is Dan Newman. He is sent as a representative from the Lieutenant Governor's offices. Dan? Sorry, Don.
You got my name wrong, but believe it or not, I have a twin brother, Dan Newman. So I've been called Dan Newman my entire life, so it's not a big deal. Thank you, Derek. It's a pleasure to be here this evening. Lieutenant Governor has asked me to send her regrets and her disappointment for not being able to attend herself. I also wanted to thank Mayor Johnson, Councilwoman Tamburro and Freeholder Valenti. I don't know if she's already left the room for sharing this night with me. And Joe, I wanted to talk to you. There you are. On behalf of the Governor Christie and Lieutenant Governor, congratulations. You and your entire team, we have our heartfelt congratulations for your success here. The administration appreciates your commitment to New Jersey and to your employees. It really is a top priority with this administration. We believe that a good way to judge a state is by the companies that make it their home. And having dynamic strategies, commit to grow and stay in New Jersey is just an indication of the economic vitality, strength, and endurance the state of New Jersey has. So we do appreciate you being here. We are dedicated to growing New Jersey's job market, but that's a lot of the work being done by the companies. But we're not only, we also have our part to play in that process. So some of the things that the state of New Jersey has done is to put together the Partnership for Action. Partnership for Action is led by the Lieutenant Governor. It consists of the New Jersey Business Action Center, and that's who I work for, New Jersey Business Action Center. I am the Director of Small Business Advocacy. But the BAC, Business Action Center, is the single point of contact for businesses that want to do, that have interaction with the state government. We have a proactive approach to helping the business community. Another part of our partnership is the Secretary of Higher Education. They are responsible for planning, developing strategies to make sure that the higher education system in this state also complements our needs as part of the business development. A very important part of the fact of having qualified and competent employees in a workforce and is part of having the higher education part of our team. Another part of our team is the Economic Development Authority. Some of you may have heard of them. They've been around for 35 years. They're the money guys. They brand themselves as the bank for business, and they're the guys that do all of the financing and incentive programs. And the fourth part of our team is the organization, a privately funded organization called Choose New Jersey. They are the marketer, business attraction, and lead generation arm of our team. And they are, like I said, privately funded, so they do not receive taxpayers' money to support them. So as a team, all of us work towards helping businesses like yourself, like Dynamic Strategies, like some of the people against the wall, to grow and stay in New Jersey. So the message I have for you about that would be, if any of you have any questions, if you have any problems, if you have a financing issue, if you have a regulatory or permitting issue with the state, your first call should be to the Business Action Center, or the Partnership for Action. I give out our phone number. If I was the Lieutenant Governor, she'd be giving out her personal cell phone. I don't give out her personal cell phone, but it's 866.
We already have it.
You do? Good. It's 866-534-7789. It's on the back of my business card for those that I gave my business card to tonight. We also have a great business portal on the state website, newjerseybusiness.gov. I recommend that you all look at that to see some of the services that are available to us. The team here at Dynamic Strategies should be proud and joyful tonight, celebrating their accomplishments, and we support you on that. And at the same time, we try to do our part, but it's not easy. There's still a long way to go. But in our efforts with the Partnership for Action, we've dealt with 250 projects,
and 70,000 new job creations, $11 billion in private and public investment into the state of New Jersey. We've done things like increase the R&D tax credit from 50 to 100%. We've reduced the minimum tax obligation for corporations, S corporations, by 25%. But the job isn't done yet. The state of New Jersey is going to continue to take a focused and deliberate approach to making the business climate in New Jersey better for each and every one of you, so that we can attract, retain, and grow businesses in the state of New Jersey. So again, on behalf of the governor and the lieutenant governor, congratulations, our best wishes, and keep moving forward in the state of New Jersey. We appreciate your efforts. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Don. Got it right. I got the name right. That's right. I'm going to bring up our president, and I want to just say something really quick. For me, I started with Diamond Strategies a couple of years ago after being a client of theirs, and I've been truly enjoyed the last 2 years. There's been challenges, there's been excitement, there's been fun, there's been change, and I just want to thank you for the opportunity to be part of this team. And I give you Joe Infante as the president of Dynamic Strategy.
Whoa. Very daunting standing up here. I think Derek said it already. Thank the employees, and I want to say that again. Thank you very much for all your hard work. And I'd also like to thank the clients here, and those that aren't, but for all the clients that came out to see us and to be here with us tonight. Thank you very much, because obviously we wouldn't be here without you. I would like to thank the people from the government, obviously the state and the local town, Monroe and Cranbury. Thank you very much. And I'll keep it brief. It's really weird. I didn't prepare anything, and Derek and Kim and Pam and Jeff, they did all this stuff here, and Rob and I have been running around like nuts with everybody else, and just standing here listening to everything, and I realized, this is where we started on this campus, and I'm just thinking back years ago, how many long nights we were standing here doing work when we first started. And if when we started here, Rob, Jeff, and I just met. We were independent contractors, and Rob was working for IBM, and we just decided one day we were going to put a company together and bid support for this huge international multi-billion-dollar company. Yeah, well, let's try it. We could beat IBM. We could do this, but not that we beat IBM or anything like that, because the idea, really, what was born here was large companies, and I don't mean enterprise companies. I mean large businesses that some of our clients, they have needs that do not fit the mold of the very large enterprise IT model. That's simple as that, and you're starting to see that. We're reading articles in Gartner, we're reading articles in Forrester and Forbes, and they all say the same thing, is that companies that are large, that have more challenging needs and less resources than the very, very large IT, or very, very large IT companies can provide to them, or the enterprise companies that use the large IT firms, they have a different challenge, and that's kind of what was born here. I think we've seen that niche 14 years ago, and we've been driving ever since to really proliferate our service and try to make a difference in that market for both our clients and our employees. So hopefully we'll keep going, and hopefully you'll still be with us, both client and employee, and stay with us. And it's been challenging, and there's more change to come, and that's the one thing about this business that's good and bad. It's good if you don't like being bored, but it's bad if you don't like change. And lots of change coming, and we're looking forward to doing it. And thank you again for coming, and make sure your heart's punched, or else I'm going to be taking home a couple Kindles tonight. Thank you.
So the next thing we're going to do is the ribbon cutting ceremony, and what we're going to do is ask Jeff, Joe, and Rob to come over here. They don't know this yet, but they're coming over here. There's some work going to happen in the background. We tried to keep it warm as long as we could. It shouldn't get too cold. Once they do the ribbon cutting, what we're going to do is just walk through the office. The front door is here. What we ask is that there's 6 stations throughout the office. As you walk through, come back out the other door that's in the hallway, which is the emergency door. You may have went in to use the bathroom if you went in. Come out through the back door, this exit sign back here, come back in the tent. And we'll do in about an hour, we'll raffle off those Kindle Fires, okay? So first off, we're gonna do, if you wanna move over here to see it, or if you wanna stay where you're at, you're fine. But Jeff has this nice big pair of scissors that actually have the date commemorative on it. And we'll let the 3 of them cut the ribbon when they're ready.
On the other side,
Looking behind you, Rob, turn around. There you go, there you go.
should do the other way, yeah?
Get on the other side.
The other side.
Where am I looking? Look back towards the sand. There you go.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.